Stuart's just going in a massive conga line, just giving chase. We're about to see a lot of dead Germans. Hey guys, remember to like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and hey, go one step further, become a channel member. Any support you guys give is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the video. Hello everyone, I'm Greyshot17, and today I'm covering a 2v2 on Campbell's Convoy. With us today, we got Ymir and Bra and Debacle versus Durkadrix and Ashilrai? Oh, hopefully I'm getting that right. Sure, why not? Anyway, this was one actually on the CoH3 website for replays. It's one of the top ones of the week. So if you have a replay there and it gets on top, I may check it out. Anyway, this way it can show, of course, my normal community games, which are 3v3, 4v4, and then maybe some higher tier games in this area as well. All right, so we got ourselves one American, one Brit versus two DAK players. Ymir again. Let's see, Ymir and Bra with Australian. We got nothing for him as of yet. Let's see. Italian combined arms with some Bersaglieri already on the field. Moving through like the northern area, grabbing the fuel with a motorcycle team grabbing the high munition point on this side. So not too shabby. Meanwhile, let's see. Australians are down south, grabbing the fuel as well. Real engineers moving through. And what's this? A half track with nothing in it. I guess trying to annoy the allies or at least keep them back, because if they're standing back and they're just like busy holding a position and fighting a unit, they're not grabbing territory. But Dingo's gonna move up to help counterattack. Panzer Pioneers get in. Now they have to move back because Dingo has enough firepower to overwhelm them. So Shilrai is gonna need to. Oh, he gets behind. That's funny. Panzer Pioneers is well firing, but the half track is pretty much gonna die. The question will be, will the Dingo die? If he takes a hard left and pulls out of there, I think he'll live. But he instead turns around, goes through the Australian lines, actually kills I think helps kill a Panzer Pioneer model, and actually survives. Okay, good for him. He's managed to get out of there. So he's going to heal the unit on the point, which I think, yeah, no, you can heal on a point and still grab it. Meanwhile, Debacle up north is having a rougher time with oh god, Dirk Radix? Hopefully I get that right. Anyway, he's right now defensive with his MG being forced back. So good job on that part. Looks like Dirk Radix did lose a unit of some type, or I'm pretty sure he lost a unit. So hold on, did I get that right? Did he lose something? Enemy units lost Dirk Radix? Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm absolutely off with that. Okay. I thought he lost something, but I guess not. He's just been going from cover to cover and holding pretty well. Damn. Then, wait, he's probably beginning upgrades of some type, right? I don't know. It doesn't look like he's gotten any upgrades or anything, so maybe he just unlocked the base and such, or... Yeah, that one I'm actually a little unsure of. What exactly happened, but at least, okay, he has his troops alive, they're doing extremely well, and he pushed back Debacle. That's all we need to know. And he's getting upgrades for his Bersaglieri with the battle group, which we already see here. So, alright, not too bad. So yeah, wait a second, he got about upgrade vehicle support. So essentially, they do better around vehicles close by. So I guess he would rather have that than the extra model. Okay. And there is the upgrade for the half tracks to make them better. So maybe he gets himself Mortar half track, or he gets himself, I was gonna say bazooka team? Double bazooka team. All right. So yeah, versing DAK players, it makes kind of sense you get double bazooka. Because again, you deal with a lot of armor, especially with the upgrades. Bazooka team can easily shred armor at close to, yeah, I wouldn't say medium, but closer range. But that is the kicker, is they need to be close, rather than an AT gun that can go medium to long range with its shots. So, yeah. Meanwhile, let's see, we got the Shilrai over here moving up Assault Grenadiers, Panzer Pioneers, Australians infantry section moving on up. Dingo trying to hold its own. Rail Engineer, though, needs to pull back for some heals. Assault Grenadiers coming in close! And then being boosted by the half track. But they don't have the health or the DPS in order to deal with all this. And also, we got ourselves a nice little 2-pounder over here. Oh, look at the little 2-pounder go. No, this thing is like, I really like the 2-pounder. It's really damn, it's a good AT gun, especially for a lot of the light armor the DAK throws at you. And it can even have some abilities to make it hold its own against some of the better stuff. There's a half-track I mentioned with the autocannon attachment. So they can grab this territory. The Americans were forced back. They're getting themselves a half-track. Okay, cool. I mean, that should help, I would say. Now he's healing up back at his base as well. With a half-track and you do a 75, that should keep the quad mount at bay. I mean, you could... Not quad mount, the autocannon at bay. Maybe you get a quad mount as well. Either one could be good. Quad mount is, you have to get closer to it and have infantry support, but you can still do damage. Alright, but right now it's not looking good for the allies. Right now, the northern sector, I say, well, okay, the top of the map and the middle of the map seems to be pretty dominant under Darker Radix's control, so good job for him. Meanwhile, in the south, it looks like Miram is doing a pretty damn good job at locking down the south, or the lower portion of the map, and keeping that under his control. Which is what is needed, because, although, I will say, he's right now looking up to fight mid, and right now we're seeing a lot of armored vehicles gearing up for a counterattack in the south. I'm not saying this is a good call, you know, for, you know, these units or anything like that. I'm just saying he's prepping, and right now it looks like the British army is not in a position to take a blow. They have their hands strung out in a sword, like with their sword, going into, you know, fight. So an extension this way could be very bad, but looks like he has defensive cover here. Unfortunately, he has recon rifles, not AT, so no AT here. Where's the oh, never mind. 2-pounder is close behind, so he's pretty good. Pops a flare, so he's able to see what's coming, including the half-tracks. 2-pounder is set up, or is prepared to get set up. Motorcycle team's grabbing the Muni. Again, right now, Axis have been unable to get any allied vehicle kills, but they've been, definitely been getting normal kills just fine. As long as he can keep up the pressure, things should be going well. Nice job, by the way, Flakverling. Should be pretty damn good. He did go with the 75, though, so expect this to easily keep that half-track in Flakverling back. Plus the bazooka team. Looks like we have a solid defensive line against Dirk Radix, or the DAK player over here, by Debacle. Alright, down south, we have the half-tracks moving through. Again, 2 of the autocannon ones, along with 2 Panzer Pioneers. Meanwhile, 2 Assault Grenadiers are in them, so I'm assuming if they get close, they can jump out and then shred the enemy infantry. Alright, the Australians in infantry section are moving up. Again, all rifles with recon and better DPS. Not as good as the Bred, but still pretty good. Stuart's on the field, so that should be some better armor with vehicle health upgrades. So, it's able to automatically heal when it goes further back. Prevents like a bonus to everyone else, but hey, having it not have to worry about healing his Stuart's a pretty nice bonus. Unfortunately, his entire attack strategy is not really designed for this, so just having a Stuart kind of throws a wrench into this guy pushing forward. He could, theoretically, but with bazooka teams and other things, I think it would go pretty badly. 2-pounder set up, though, ready to go, and the half-track's already taking a lot of heat, unless he does drop smoke. They fire through it, but both miss. The Assault Grenadiers are rushing in, but the infantry is far enough back to where they can't close the gap. And that attack just completely backfired. Meanwhile, we have, of course, Dirk Radix up north. He launched artillery via support gun at the Stuart. Interesting. Oh, there we go. It hit some of the infantry, does a little health damage. First Artillery and Panzer Pioneers are actually doing quite a bit of work against the MG and everything else from Debacle. Debacle, by the way, have it as a second half-track on the field for... Oh, never mind. He's upgrading with the 75 gun. So 2 75s. First Artillery, so, are continuing to run around. Again, they don't have AT, so they can't, like, Faust it. But he is, actually, no, he only has the 8 rad, really. And he lost the Flakverling. Damn. Maurder's trying to do its best to hold the Stuart back, but the infantry is still right there. And I believe Miram got AT upgrades. Oh, he didn't! He did not, as far as I know, because you would see, like, an upgrade here with the bazooka. So, Debacle has super bazookas. But, like, we're not seeing any upgrades. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. Again, we see smoke for both sides, fire support elements, support armor elements, so he has... Okay, both bases. Artillery hits the Stuart, does nothing. Okay. So right now the Germans look like they did have to pull back a little bit, but they still have a good chunk of the map and putting more pressure on the Allies and getting more kills on the Allies than the Allies are getting on them. But the Allies did kill at least one more vehicle, which brings up 3-0. So at least that's one way the Allies are winning. Huzzah! Alright. Support gun be at least right next to the medical, so for heals. We have 2 trucks out there. Sorry, 2 half-tracks. This one is no upgrades yet. I guess you could save or figure out what he wants to do with it. But again, it looks like Miram is pretty dominant in the south. 3 Stuarts on the field. So if the Stuarts move on up, they should be able to easily overwhelm this guy. Again, he has a Martyr, but 1 Martyr is not going to be enough to fight 3 Stuarts. It's just not going to happen. Mine could really help if that detonates with some of the Stuarts. Half-tracks could definitely do a little damage. Alright, here we go. Stuarts move on up. Martyr moving in. Gets 1 shot. Gonna need a lot more. Alright, another hit. Half-tracks have taken hits, are pulling back. But I believe the Stuarts all have the repair ability, so as soon as they stop fighting, they'll just start healing. We have Assault Grenadiers moving in on the infantry section. They push 1 back. Grenades on the others. Half-track gets knocked out by that lucky 2-pounder. Martyr being overwhelmed. Hits the mine. Double damage on it. But they still have the capability to fire, and they knock out that unit. Alas, the mine was a good play. Luring him in. Good play. But he didn't have enough AT. That was where the Chauvry messed up. Now we have a Panzerjäger moving on in, which really would have helped. Now these guys are going to heal automatically, and they'll heal through their engine damage and get that fully repaired by the time that guy probably comes back. Or at the very least, they have enough health where it really won't matter. Like, he's trying to move on up so he can fire, but again, it's a little too late. At least it stops the repairs, but still, they're going to be fine in just a second. And also, like, you need to get here for cover in order to really do damage. And I think they're about to... Yep, there goes the engine crit on 1. There goes the second. And Miram will be fine. Debacle went with advanced logistics, which means he wanted support, which means he is going to be cheaper infantry reinforcements, and potentially better infantry with more health. 75s are still there, but again, looks like he had to reconsider. 1 less bazooka, he does have a 50 cal. But overall, looks like he had to rebuild his army after taking some serious losses from Dirk Radix. Let's see. Dirk Radix has also been taking some losses. Again, he doesn't exactly have a huge veteran force, just a handful with the Bersaglieri. But yeah, it's kind of a smorgasbord. But at the very least, Dirk Radix is keeping Debacle away, right? He's keeping him contained right outside of his base or pretty close to it, and away from like a lot of the points across the map that really would be vital for them to grab. So, and again, victory point wise, the Axis are consistently keeping it against the Allies. So, good job on them for holding the VPs and keeping sure that Debacle, or even with you, Mirambra, are not able to take mid. Alright, a Chauvry is coming back, and he's decided more half-tracks with autocannons and a Martyr. Note to self, we have 4 Stuarts now, so I think a chat can realize very quickly how bad this is probably going to go for him. Alright, so right now we have the Stuarts moving on up. Oh, Debacle's in... hey, Debacle! You know, I may have just saw this and decided to check it out. Let's see if you prevail or if someone else wanted to showcase your defeat. Anyway, Mirambra's moving on in with his Stuarts. Let's see. Coming in on the flank. Oh, let's get this nice high view from the rock. Stuarts moving in along the side. Martyr's trying to figure out what to do. And there's those auto cannons opening fire, but doing very little to the Stuarts. FG section helping clear out the infantry. Stuart's just going in a massive conga line, just giving chase. We're about to see a lot of dead Germans, if I'm not mistaken. There goes the half track. We're actually pushing into the base because, again, none of these guys have AT. So what do they have to do against the Stuarts? Fun fact, the answer is nothing. And the Stuarts will rip and tear through the infantry, killing one Panzer Pioneer. The other one reinforced just in time. And we actually have a Panzer III on the field? Okay. Stuarts can fight that, but not with 2 additional Martyrs hitting the side. Luckily, the Stuarts do kill 1. We do have, finally, we have smoke to kind of cover the retreat. Stuart's gonna retreat. Assault Grenadiers following, but again, even with that, like, yeah, we killed some Stuarts. I mean, like, look at this army. The Chivalry is pretty banged up, and it's gonna be a minute or 2 before he's really able to come back in any major way. Meanwhile, there's still 2 Stuarts and 2 AT guns on the front, as well as plenty of Australian and normal infantry section that is getting reinforced, but could come up soon. Hold on a second. We do have a bombing strike coming on in. And that knocks out both AT guns. Chivalry gets a great hit with that, knocking out 2 AT guns, essentially reducing the British ability to fight better armor. And if we're starting to see Panzer IIIs, yeah, a better armor could be around the corner. Though, again, I say that, but we still have another Martyr being deployed, as you can see in the top right. So, a lot of light vehicles still. Alright, at the very least, through all of that, middle was retaken, and it looks like that Dirk Radix did take some losses, at the very least, on the 6 to 11. Meanwhile, the Allies are at 17, with Debacle now in the lead with multiple riflemen. Rifleman, by the way, just got bars, so he has the capability to hold back these Palm Grenadiers, especially without upgrades. So excellent job right there. We still have the 275s that, although are banged up, are still in a good shape. And he went heavy weapons, so we can easily change them out to whatever he needs them to be. Right now, he needs them to be artillery units, so they're using artillery to neutralize the MG. And it's pretty effective. Combine that with the riflemen, they're able to continue to push up. Artillery do have the upgrades with LMGs, but they do get pushed back. Another Panzer III is on the field, so no Caro spam. Those were the days. No, but we have Panzer IIIs with, actually, I think a decent amount of upgrades, because I think we have the smoke upgrade. Do we have anything else? Let's see. We got emergency repairs, so they will be able to get additional health through both of these. We got the strafing run unlock. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. So at the very least, the Panzer IIIs will have a ton of health to help them fight and hold up against the these guys. So it's what, 80 and 40? So essentially, it's they can take an extra shot from one of these, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're trying to micro and go through the battlefield, that one extra shot could be the difference between you losing the unit and getting out one piece, especially when you have the ability to smoke. But Mirenbra, yeah, he's already in a pretty good state. He's pushing up with multiple Stuarts. Though, oh wait, did he drop? Oh, they dropped smoke. Okay, I was like, what? They just kicked up smoke. But while the Stuarts did take some hits, the British still have infantry, so you Mirenbra will still have enough firepower to hold back the Panzerjäger squad. In case they, and he doesn't really have much to push up with. So I would still say Mirenbra has dominance over this side. And looks like he doesn't even care that he lost the VP. He's just kind of going in the mid to hit Dirk Radix and force him out. 75s are moving on up against the Panzers. Again, if they get a couple shots and then we get a grenade, they could be stuck. And 75 bazooka teams are following suit. If they can get close, they throw potentially a satchel, or even if they got the other upgrade, a white phosphorus shot. Panzer IIIs are now going further into, well, the northern or the upper territory. I would say northern, but if you look on the map, apparently north is this way. Bazooka teams are still giving chase. But the 75s are backing up. That's how much Debacle is like, I got this. He's backing up into the enemy with light armor. Panzer IIIs did look like they escaped, but again, a reasonable man can deduce that the other Panzer III did not make it through. And yeah, he gets neutralized in the back lines. Now, I want to say he went with, yeah, he went with support, so, alright. 75 definitely needs a little heals, or some heals, which he does have an engineer squad, so he's good there. Oh, meanwhile, I'm sorry, I missed this. Stuart's closing the gap, hunting the remaining Panzer III. Oh my god. Bow down to the Stuarts because they will be apparently your new overlord this evening. This is not great. This one needs heals, and we do have a lot of martyrs, and I do mean a lot of them. Oh my god, 4 martyrs. But again, they don't have stuff to fight infantry, so while this is great, if the Stuarts charged you directly, and hopefully you spread them out to like pick them off so they don't just, you know, run behind you and all your martyrs are just slowly turning around. They weren't there. They decided to go for the soft underbelly, which was in the top portion of the map against Dirk Radix. And now we're cleaning up his Bersaglieri to the best of their ability. Alright, there we go. We got a... Really? Hold on a second. Here comes the martyrs. They managed to kill 2 Stuarts with the amount of AT. Stuart's having a real rough time. There's an AT gun and the 75s. They'll push back the martyrs. So while it is a small little victory to kill a couple martyrs, the fact that the Germans keep losing vehicles is not great. Airstrikes coming on in for a bomb run right here. Hurts, but does not kill the AT gun. But the most surprising thing I will say, alright, good job for holding the South. Because of everything going on, he managed to take everything away, so that's pretty good. Oh, was it 50 cal? 50 cal took the blast wave. Yeah, it looks like it. Alright, MG's under fire. Looks like it will fall. So that's a 1919 that's free for anyone to grab. Looks like the Germans might take it back. But Ashilrai, anyway, what was I saying? Ashilrai managed to at least take this territory. So at the very least, VP-wise, it's not the Germans aren't hemorrhaging. Also, resource-wise, they could be doing a lot worse if it wasn't for the entire South being taken. The Martyrs pulling back. Bersaglieri pushing on up against scout units. 75s, both Vet 2. Again, Debacle has 1,000 manpower, so he's not really, like, sweating this. Though, is he saving up for the Pershing? Is that what's going on right now? Because we have 9 command points. I'm assuming the Pershing is next up. So, that also would explain why he doesn't want to get any more units, because he doesn't want to go for pop cap. We'll see. And yeah, he's building a building, which in turn is free experience, so you could essentially try to get more command points sooner and unlock that Pershing. Which, Pershing's a damn good tank. I think the Martyrs and the Italian TD will have some issues. Alright. Also, we got Stu D to help deal with the infantry. So it's something. It's not great, but it's something. Alright. So, wait. I just find it a little funny with this assault gun. It's like, okay, can you fight the 75s with it? Because so far, I mean, hopefully you can get some good arty shots with it, but so far I will say Debacle's has gotten some fantastic arty shots on Dirk Radix. We'll see if Dirk Radix is able to return the favor. He does have mortar half-track, so that's different from all the auto cannons we've seen so far this game. Alright. Bersaglieri moving along the side. There we go. Finally using the assault gun. Force the rifleman back. Small victory. Meanwhile, we have the Brits. By the way, it looks like he, I'm gonna guess, returned the Stuart back to his base in order to get something. Get what? Well, we'll have to see here in a minute, but at the very least, Ymir and Bra is getting infantry training, so all the infantry will be better. So that just deals with frontline troops. Doesn't deal with like support weapons like AT guns, MGs, mortars, etc. Alright. Bersaglieri trying to fight, but the riflemen are going to win that fight with double bars. Mercenary up here will at least decap the territory. Yeah, oh, there goes a unit. Hot damn. We have Palm Grenadiers moving on in. With Panzer Pioneers, again, they have a Shrek. But again, oh wait, hold on. Do they actually have the grenade launcher? I see they have maybe 2 and it's just showing 1 icon? Hold on. Anyway. So they might do a bit more damage if that's the case, but I still wouldn't say it's amazing. Let's see. Click on this. Oh, okay, so yeah, they have the grenade launcher and they have the bazooka, so they have both. I was like, wait a second, I think I see both in there. Alright. Meanwhile, we have another attack. We have bazooka team being shredded by German infantry. For Shorai. Here comes the Stu, taking all the AT gun shots. Well, okay, except for the AT guns. The initial bazookas bounced. The AT gun rounds did not bounce. Meanwhile, he continues to deploy light armor with another Stu D on the field. In middle, we have Mortar Halftrack and the Samavante. Now having to fight a Pershing. Ooh. Yeah, I would not want to be him. That's a tough fight. That's a real tough fight. Especially when you just have like that Pack 38 right there, just putting shots. Okay. Stu D trying to do the best. Sorry, not Stu D. Samavante trying to do the best it can. Actually, it's wearing down the Pershing under consistent fire. You know, it takes time, but you haven't. But here comes the Rifleman, and this is going to be the biggest oh no of the night because. Oh wait, MG just is able to suppress all of them. Okay, this thing is barely alive, but just came in the nick of time. Well, okay, now it's dead, but still, it did its job. It held back the swarm. German forces managed to just take mid, and again now allies are losing VPs. So again. They're down by about 30 some points. Allies are winning in kills. I mean, we're talking 18 vehicles to 5. So it is a pretty nice shot through the smoke. It's been pretty one-sided there. A little closer in infantry kills. Alright. So what do we got here? Australians with 15 kills. Bazookas. 2. How are these 75s doing? 7 and 3 and 5 and 2. So actually pretty good kill wise. Is there any infantry unit that we need to check out? 5 infantry kills. I don't think that. I think that's about it. Is that another martyr? We have 4 martyrs on the field. Oh my god! Now we have some Avente artillery. There's like They look at debacle. You want to play the arty game with light vehicles? Fine. We'll play the arty game with light vehicles. And by God, they have it. Alright, foot guards moving into mid. We have the 75s. It looks like the allies are gearing up for big attack. There's recon to identify key targets against the... And again, a further AT gun up the hill. Those AT guns doing good work. But what is that? I think that's a bombing run coming in. And that's an archer coming in at a real bad position. AT guns knocked out along with that infantry. Armor is okay. Air support strafes this area as well. German armor gets neutralized by the... Wait, was that actually the 75 artillery neutralizing that? Whatever the case, bazookas continue to hit the German armor. Samavante hits the back. The mage pushed back the infantry, though it looks like the Germans are slowly being pushed back, even with all the extra call-ins. Archer on standby to pretty much snipe any martyr that comes into play. Samavante is pulling back, infantry advancing. They don't really have too much to stop it. You have this, but right now the Pershing is hunting that stuff down. So yeah, it looks like it's a general rout for the the Axis. Foot guards are moving on in against the martyrs. Stu D's trying their best, but they're also consistently under fire. Archer puts down one of the D's. Excellent shot right there. And the riflemen are pushing on up against the Samavante. An AT gun. Doesn't manage to kill the AT gun, but it was trying its best. Artillery just holding. Mortar gets a nice shot on the retreat. At the very least, 19 units remain compared to 21. So it's not, you can't say the Axes don't have an army. They still do. It's just, unfortunately, playing a defensive game, I think they would have rather had that they actually got more kills. Now, double checking. Yeah, they don't have a ton. Okay, Shilrai might be able to get a another bombing run in. But, unfortunately, Radix is going to be unable to do that anytime soon. Good kill on the Archer, by the way. So at least the Martyrs were able to come together and neutralize that vehicle. Alright, CMPains now have to worry about the Pershing. Stuka opening fire against the Allied forces in mid, but there's only an engineer there. Pershing pulls back. Pershing, by the way, has 11 kills. How many kills does Bazooka team? Not all that much. But again, they may not be getting kills, but they're still good support. And if they try to rush in, let's say, I don't know how they would get this, but let's say they rushed in a Tiger tank. They theoretically could get a satchel on this if they had to and throw it. Alright, getting a tank depot. Maybe a... Let's see, you have to deal with a decent... Whoa, good shot with that artillery with the 75. Gets a good hit on the CMPains. Bazooka teams almost killed a half-track, but no dice. Alright, Bursaliri rushing on in to stop the... Bazooka team swarm from killing the CMPains. But now the Pershing is free to hit that stuff. Artillery saying the 75. Again, we're not seeing much assistance from a Shilrai. Okay, Pershing's a little stunned right there, but he should be fine after a second. Artillery continues to hit the AT gun. It is picked back up, but alas, it is... Oh, it's about to die here, isn't it? I feel like it's about to die. Come on, run! Nope, and return back to base. CMPains try to use their own artillery fire, but they missed the main target. And right now, Debacle seems to have his open point up here. If the infantry continue to guard the 75s and the Pershing as they advance, their Radix could absolutely fall apart. But what's this? Stuka hits the retreating units. Does quite a bit, and a flanking maneuver by the Martyrs actually helped kill the 75. Not able to get really wipes, but they were able to inflict some good casualties. So, nice movement by a Shilrai over here. What does the Brit player have? I guess he's just chilling. Humiran his foot guards are kind of, I guess, looking for a point in, but I think the MG and stuff stopped them for a moment. AT guns are close to the front as well with the Archer, so if they get sight, they could probably wear down those Martyrs. Though give credit where credit's due, at the very least the they have those repairs, so they're always repairing. He doesn't have to waste time with this Panzer Pioneers, unless he really wants to speed things up even further. D's moving on in against the infantry section, firing a triple salvo. But so too are the AT guns and the Archer firing that salvo. The infantry escapes. The Stu D does not escape. Pershing is now moving in the mid. Debacle maybe sees another opportunity. Pershing does have a good amount of speed, so he could move in, take some hits, and pull out. But it looks like instead he was trying to hit the Bursaliri from maybe another angle and help guard the Archer, which did move up as well. Foot guards moving in. Allies have mid and are very close to bringing the Axis down. But I will give credit where credit's due. I would assume the Axis, after like the initial earlier loss, would be unable to keep fighting. But no, they've been fighting pretty well, all things considered. Even against a heavy tank, which is weird how the Germans aren't the ones with a heavy tank on the field. It's actually the Allies, or the Americans. Yeah, the Americans are the only ones with a heavy tank. Alright, D's coming in from the side, but looks like they are anticipating that, and the British forces have enough to deal with it. Alright. It is very lucky he had the AT guns there, as well as the foot guards moved over. He was kind of hovering around here, so wasn't too far to maneuver. And the big armored wave that was hoping to come in and overwhelm the, well, the player did not pan out. Actually, I think he lost the unit right there. So, right now, the Shilrai is down to 2 units on top of 3 Stu Ds and 4 Martyrs. And so far, these Stu Ds have not been the killers I think he really wants them to be against infantry. Honestly, they've bounced only a handful of shots. The front, like, there we go. There's one. There's a bounce. Meanwhile, we have a potential push in mid, but as soon as I say that, Radix is forced back. The Bako moves on in against the Simavante, but 88 is right there. I think he placed it wrong because the gun was facing the wrong way. And it takes time to turn that gun around. 88 is managing to open fire on the Pershing, drives it away. But again, smoke is dropped. Infantry can move up and start targeting it. We have the Ds attempting to move up, but the foot guards actually keep them away, as well as the double archers. Again, superior TDs on the field, just outranging what the DAK has. So, right now we have the medical truck. It's on the verge of death with its engine gone, and there's another grenade on it. Artillery still hitting this sector. Not sure what exactly is happening. There's just a lot of, like, chaos over here. 88 is probably going to go down. Artillery continues to hit this sector. Just not enough frontline infantry to hold back the riflemen and the foot guards, which are doing their own damage. I'm assuming the yep, there we go. Has the Helka on the field, knocks out the 88. Stuka is firing. Where? It is hitting the Hellcat and the engineers. Both engineers are destroyed. Might seem like a small victory, but at least it stops the Americans from healing for a brief moment. I say a brief moment because, well, Tobacco still has, I don't say plenty. Oh, actually, no. Oh, wait, no, he has cheaper reinforcements, so he should be able to, hopefully, heal up his army and then have enough for an engineer. So he... it's not great. At least it's something.
The enemy is stealing our munitions point.
Though I will say this, there's a lot of dead vehicles.
200 points remaining on the front line.
Oh, has he been salvaging all that? I think he has been salvaging. Okay. Yeah, continue to salvage, Shorai. Get whatever you can. Because, yeah, it's, you still have 4 martyrs, but you're down to 2 Stug Ds. They have, I don't know. It doesn't seem like they've been the magic bullet to turn the tide. The archers seem like they have way more capabilities. Though, again, a good arty strike or something could neutralize them, because they don't have a lot of health until they get up to Vet 3, I think is when they get the additional health. A good kill right there on that. AT guns backing up the Australian and infantry section, moving on up. We have a Panzer III on the field. Again, okay, we'll see how well that goes. While you're down to 1 Versileri and 1 Palm Grenadier. Stuka is firing. Right back on the armor. Or, I guess, not even. It's kind of in the middle of all that. Misses its target. I feel like we're seeing the moment where the Germans are just running out of steam. But who knows? Maybe they'll be able to get some good shots in here. We have an airstrike coming on in. But again, they charged up. There wasn't enough damage to stop the foot guards from moving up. Unfortunate. Now, they're still charging. Again, it's not looking good across the front. Foot guards could easily swarm and neutralize that Panzer Pioneer if he's not careful. D tried to move on up, but immediately put down by the archers. He just can't get close. The infantry screen is too much for the martyrs. And then when the D tries to deal with it, the archers blast it. Honestly, he needs an infantry unit. He needs, well, I don't want to say Palm Grenadiers, but he needs something to keep the hammer of home against the foot guards in order to keep them at bay, so that way they can target the archers. But alas, unfortunately, he doesn't really have much of an infantry army. Panzer III, bold choice. We'll see how well that goes. Because, yeah, we'll see how well that goes. A support gun, which was borrowed by the DAK players, hammering the Palm Grenadiers. Not something you want to have to deal with. Any more stolen equipment? I don't see anything. And yeah, both the Allied players are near pop cap. They're in the upper 90s, whereas the Axis are in the average of the mid 50s. Not where you want to be. Maybe if they do a combined effort, a combined assault against one of the players, they can do enough damage, get back, play defensive against the other player, and win the game. Who knows? probably reveal the fact that you're tag teaming by the fact the Panzer III moved up. But the Pershing is moving up, relatively speaking, by itself. If he closed the distance and the Martyrs are able to get those shots in, maybe they have something there. Debacle has the fuel to get a new one, so it does Umirinbra in case he loses any armor. But we'll see here in just a moment what happens. Alright, Pershing and scout units moving on in. I do like how they are deploying flares, so at least they can see anything the Axis throw from a good distance. I hear another Stuka. Stuka is kind of hitting this general area. I think that was just more of an opening salvo. And there goes the half-track. But within a couple of salvos, the the Hellcat goes down. Infantry is being strafed. Double strafed, by the way. Pershing is next on the chopping block. Hopefully the Germans want. Let's see. Grenades are thrown. Almost killed the Panzer III. Pershing is half dead. Martyr's trying to give chase. Here comes the British right against that whole, like, convoy of Germans. And they just don't have the TDs to deal with any of that stuff. Yeah, the archers are just slowly sniping it. Foot guards continue to hammer away. There's an airstrike. Foot guards retreat just in time. So they're not blown up. But both Axis players lost so much in that fight. Martyrs are trying to make do with something. They've been told to kill the Pershing, and by God, they will kill him. Or die trying. I think it will most likely be the former than the latter. They're charging up where the Pershing was, not where he is. Pershing backing on up. Again, Pershings have good speed, so I don't think the Martyrs will be able to truly give chase. They all miss. Engineers are there to provide sight. Again, right now we're looking at 40s for the Axis, and the Allies are at only 80. So one Allied player has the army equivalent to both the DAK players, give or take. Okay. Not really thinking that artillery did all that much. At least right now, Dirk Radix has, with his limited men, is trying his best to fight on the front. And he did grab a bar, so he is getting some lend-lease from the Allies. Half-track is deployed. Archers, AT guns should make work of the half-track if it stays there any longer. Hits a mine. Okay. One positive is the fact the Germans at least have 2 VPs. Good Stuka kills the medical. So at least that's another unit down. Again, if you just keep chipping away at the Allies, with a smaller army, you can make it up. But right now, that smaller army is being reinforced, and now the full Allied army is moving into mid, with whatever's left of the German army. Archers are just sniping away, killing another Martyr. Foot guards will continue to hit those Martyrs, hit those units with bazooka fire. Come on! Oh, they missed a shot. The Vet 3 Archer could have died, but there goes a lot of the remaining I think that's the only Martyr remaining. Oh, damn, that is the only Martyr. You got a tractor. Okay, cool. You can see your death coming in. But, yeah, no, the Allies have the firepower. They have the men. They have men under their control. And also they have reserves. Like, Debacle could easily get more units if you really needed to. Grabbing a couple victory points right now won't really do much. Because of the fact, yeah, they surrendered. There's just not many ways to victory right now. Alright, Debacle got top damage and top kills. Definitely lost more in the KD range, but hey, you know what? They still both killed a lot of vehicles. Whoa, oh my god. 38 vehicles killed compared to 10. That's a hell of a armored KD. Dirk Radix got top damage and top vehicle kills. Ashilrai, you know, at least didn't lose as much. They both got actually pretty close to a 1 KO KD. The problem is the vehicle loss. That's where you start seeing the bigger difference. The mass amount of armor that was deployed did not pan out very well for Ashilrai. All right, double checking on loss or kills. Rifleman 48, pretty solid stuff. Let's see, we got 24 for the Pershing and the mortar carriage. Then moving on forward, we got the walking Stuka with 17. 20 54 for the Bursaleri. So they were actually doing pretty well, even without the extra man. Foot guards, 35 with 3 vehicle kills. 24 for the Stuarts. And 18 for the Stuke D. 23 for the... Yeah, not too much there. All right, but a pretty solid game. Again, Debacle actually submitted this to the Co website, so that's where I borrowed this from. So thank you, Debacle, for submitting it to that website for me to borrow it. But no, or showcase it. But no, pretty good game. Again, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you guys next time.
Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, Big Cooch, Aphyria, Ace, Pyro Shark, Tonybee 95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support in helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.